Picture this: a young leader standing up for his people, a land rich in culture and history, and a rebellion that shook Canada's foundation. This is the story of the Red River Rebellion, led by Louis Riel, a man who fought for justice, sparked controversy, and became one of the most debated figures in Canadian history. Brought to you by Super Simple Sheets. From coast to coast, worksheets that work. Discover the full range of what we offer at supersimplesheets.com. Section 1. The background. What sparked the rebellion? In the mid-1800s, the Red River settlement was home to the Métis people, who had a unique culture blending Indigenous and European traditions. The Métis were farmers, hunters, and traders, but their way of life came under threat when Canada purchased a massive piece of land called Rupert's Land from the Hudson's Bay Company in 1869. This land included the Red River settlement, located in what is now Manitoba. The Métis were not consulted about this sale, and the new Canadian government, led by John A. Macdonald, planned to survey the land for settlers without considering the rights of the people already living there. This sparked anger and fear among the Métis, who worried they would lose their homes, traditions, and voice in the future of the land. Enter Louis Riel, a young Métis leader ready to fight for his people's rights. Section 2. Louis Riel and the Red River Rebellion. Louis Riel was born in the Red River settlement and educated in Montreal. He was deeply connected to his Métis heritage and passionate about protecting his community. When government surveyors arrived to divide up the land, Riel took action. He and a group of Métis stopped the surveyors, and in 1869, Riel formed a provisional government, a temporary government to represent the Métis and negotiate with Canada. The Métis drafted a list of rights they wanted respected, including land ownership and cultural protections. Riel sent these demands to Ottawa, but the situation grew tense when a group of settlers opposed to the Métis tried to overthrow the provisional government. One of these settlers, Thomas Scott, was arrested and executed under Riel's authority after being found guilty of treason. This act made Riel a hero to some and a villain to others. The Red River Rebellion ended in 1870 with the creation of the Manitoba Act. This law brought Manitoba into Canada as a province and promised protections for the Métis, including land rights and recognition of their language and culture. It seemed like a victory, but trouble was far from over for Riel and the Métis. Section 3. The Aftermath. The Northwest Rebellion. Although the Manitoba Act promised land for the Métis, the government failed to deliver on its promises. Many Métis families were forced to move west to present-day Saskatchewan. There, they faced new struggles as settlers and railways encroached on their land. Riel returned to lead the Métis once again in the 1880s, this time in the Northwest Rebellion. Like the Red River Rebellion, this conflict was about protecting Métis land and rights, but it escalated into armed battles between Métis fighters and government troops. The Métis were outnumbered and poorly armed, and the rebellion ended with their defeat at the Battle of Batoche in 1885. Section 4. The Execution of Louis Riel. After the rebellion, Riel was captured and put on trial for treason. His trial was one of the most controversial in Canadian history. Riel argued that he was fighting to protect his people and their rights, but the jury, influenced by anti-Métis sentiment and pressure from the government, found him guilty. On November 16, 1885, Louis Riel was executed by hanging. His death caused outrage in Quebec, where many people saw him as a hero defending French and Catholic rights. In contrast, English-speaking Canadians, particularly in Ontario, viewed him as a dangerous rebel. Riel's execution left a deep scar on Canada's history, and debates about his legacy continue to this day. Was he a hero, a martyr, or a traitor? One thing is certain: his fight for Métis rights shaped Canada and brought attention to the struggles of Indigenous peoples. Conclusion. Louis Riel's life was filled with courage, controversy, and sacrifice. From the Red River Rebellion to his execution, Riel stood as a symbol of resistance and a voice for the Métis people. While his actions divided opinions, his legacy reminds us of the importance of standing up for justice and the challenges of building a nation that respects all its people. Thanks for watching. Simplify your teaching journey with super simple sheets. Across Canada, we're known for our ready-to-use, curriculum-aligned worksheets. Dive into our educational solutions at supersimplesheets.com. Super Simple Sheets. From coast to coast, worksheets that work.